know you're somewhere.
Hi Capricorn, welcome to my channel. My name is Kim. Today Capricorn, you guys got line spirit, be generous of spirit in reverse, number 37. I feel like this combination right here, the whip with the cross and line spirit coming in reverse, this is talking about a very like oppressive place. So I'm getting a really like bad vibe, I'm not gonna lie, from these cards. I don't know if this is like family abuse or violence. Like this just seems like very much oppression to a very high extent. I don't know where it's coming from though. I just heard from two people. It's gonna be like a family dynamic that has like, you know, gotten to a point where it's like super unhealthy, or maybe it was always unhealthy and now it's gotten to a point where you're old enough to leave. I'm just getting like this is over because the storks are here, and the storks talk about a transition, something changing. So there is going to be a change of this negative energy. I do want to say that. I don't really want to talk about this if we're going to talk about this in the cards, like this negative energy, if they're going to be presenting us with positive energy coming in. But I definitely feel like some of you guys are coming out of this very much negative, oppressive place. I'm getting it's a place, and I got two people. So again, it could be a family, like a mother and a father. It could be, I don't know where the word two is coming from, but now they're saying that that's over. Like this cycle is over. This hard time is going to be over. There's a transition happening. But I get a lot of you guys are just like, I have to see it to believe it. So let's pull more cards on this. I'm sorry, Capricorn. This is like such a heavy vibe. I don't even want to like remain here. So let's just pull some more cards. So Capricorn, I see that this time that you have gone through with like oppression, I feel like people picking on you. Again, I got the word bullying, like all these negative things that you feel came from this past cycle. I feel like they might have come with these two people. So with community, it says like a family, right? So maybe your family. I'm seeing you as this child here. So maybe a mother and a father. And I'm also getting that there was maybe even a partner who was involved in this like bad time cycle, like this bad period of time. I'm getting it was like a lot of people who knew what was going on. So again, like I don't feel like this was a secret that you were like suffering, or this, it wasn't like, again, it's like nothing was secret. Everybody knew what was going on, and still nobody like did anything. Everybody knew, you know, yeah, like everyone knew what was happening and nobody said anything, or everyone knew the secrets and no one said anything. Everyone keeps keeping it a secret. That's what I'm getting with this. I don't know what we're talking about, to be honest. Maybe you're gonna know what I'm talking about, but I don't. But yeah, again, and I think you were waiting a long time for spirit to bring an end to this, and because this didn't seem to end, you started to not believe in spirit. Like you're like, well, why should I believe in anyone coming to help me if my entire life like I haven't been aided, or my entire life I've been like kind of alone. And I think that you've been waiting and waiting and waiting for an opportunity to leave these people. And I kind of get that it started with your family and then it branched out into a partner. So it's kind of like if you're receiving some sort of abuse from like a family member, or some sort of like problem with a family member, and then you start to continue to let it happen with a partner. Do you know what I'm saying? So it's like if you get bullied or you get picked on by a family member, and then you let your spouse bully and pick on you. Do you know what I'm saying? Like I just feel like there's something about two, you know, like something about the word two. And I feel like you're trying to move out of this painful cycle in your life, or again, maybe you've already moved past this, but they're telling you here that you're going to be so far removed from this that this will one day not be, you know, like, let's just say this is all you know. This is the life you've known. They're telling me that, like, you're going to move so far away from this pain and this hurt that it's going to become like a distant memory. Like, it's not going to become something that, like, right now that's all you know, and that's probably like all you can identify yourself with, and that's like, again, that's just who you are. And they're telling me, like, one day it won't be like that. One day it's not going to feel the way it feels now. That's what I'm getting. Like, one day it's not going to feel the way it feels now. And why is all this happening? Like, I feel like there's this huge transition happening because, one, it's like who you are as a person, and two, I feel like because the divine is trying to help. So I'm getting, it's like, again, maybe that's one too. Like, your belief in yourself and your belief in, like, who it is that you are as a person. I'm getting that, like, it doesn't matter how much. It's kind of like you know, you're walking through hell and you're an angel. All, like, these, that's what I'm getting. Like, you're walking through hell and you're an angel. How are you going to get your wings taken away, or are you going to be able to get out of there? That's kind of what I'm getting here. And I'm getting that you're going to be able to leave. Like, you're not going to have to stay there. That's what I'm getting here. So as much as you've been tested, as much as, like, people have been trying to get you to stay, that's what I'm getting, you're not. So I am getting that if you've been waiting for a major change and for your life to go in a certain direction, and for you to leave this past behind, and you to leave, like, this pain behind and stuff like that, I'm getting that it is going to happen for you. And it's because of who it is that you are as a person, and because the divine never, like, gave up on you. Like, the divine here is putting an end to they're helping you bring an end to this painful time, and they're trying to bring you into, like, a new beginning. That's what I'm getting here. Like, they're trying really hard to push you into something new. You see how we have this ace at the very end, this Ace of Pentacles. Again, the aces are divine. So again, I'm getting that, like, they are pushing you to that new beginning. Yeah, and the last card that you have is the Six of Swords, you leaving. It is a miracle that you yourself didn't turn in your wings and you kind of stayed. You see how, like, there's all this darkness around this angel, like, you stayed light. And I feel like, again, you might have been aided by animals. I feel like you might have been aided by, like, a dog, if you had, like, a pet, or you might have been aided by, like, the birds. I'm getting birds and dogs. So there's a bird and a dog here. But you don't know how much. Yeah. It's animals. Animals have been helping you. Maybe some of you guys, like, wanted to be a vet as, like, a child, or you wanted to do something with animals. And, you know, like, you were, of course, like, I don't think that was able to come into fruition in your life because of all the shit that you've been going through. But I definitely think, like, if you want to work with animals, you probably do have some sort of gift, because they seem to be very attached to you. Like, they're surrounding you in every single picture. Like, here we have an owl, and here we have an owl. And yeah, that is just, like, this deck, but I am definitely getting, like, an animal presence for some of you guys. Like, animals are definitely, they come to you. And why do they come to you? Because they're trying to, like, protect you. And if you had a dog, they try to protect you always too. Like, I feel like I see somebody crying as, like, a kid and, like, holding the dog, and then their dog was, like, the only one that they felt like was there for them. I don't know, this is, like, so specific, but yeah. I'm getting that you're leaving. And look, you can see with the ship, all these birds are going with the ship. So you're definitely leaving this old pain and this old, like, this past behind. I don't think you want to get into, like, the logistics of how this is going to happen. But I definitely see that it has to do with who you are. So if you are a type of person who would have, like, turned onto yourself and started to, like, hate, again, I feel like this old cycle tested you to the point where you did lose yourself a couple of times, but overall, like, if we would say in the grand scheme of things in your life, if you were, like, more light or dark, or if you allowed these people to, like, taint your personality, they didn't. They did not. I'm also getting that you have a real hope for a true family and a true, like, home. Like, all you want, again, you have faith that you can find what you're looking for in this lifetime. And all these cards are major arcana. I don't know if you know this, but, like, faith, integrity, intuition, emotions, like, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You have 5 out of the 8 cards major arcana. So that's what I'm trying to say. Like, this is a big thing happening for you. But I'm getting here that it's because, like, overall, you were a person who remained in your integrity, even though a lot of the times you might even feel guilty because there were times when you didn't. Like, again, you're like the type of person that, like, if something bad happens, you'll blame yourself and you'll take everything that you can and put it out on yourself. And it's like, you'll blame yourself a lot of the time. And a lot of the time it's not even your fault, or like, you know, you just feel extremely guilty when you do something even a little bit wrong. That's what I'm getting. So you're a very like pure soul, and I feel like you don't give yourself enough credit because you were in a very bad place, in a very bad like situation, in a bad home environment, in a bad community, whatever you want to call it, with a bad person that might have been your partner. You know, you were like tested in all the ways that you could be tested, and I think you remained very strong and firm in who it was that you were, because again, it's like who it is that you are is someone that cannot be turned. That's what I'm getting. Like, you cannot be turned. Even if it's for a little while, they cannot turn you. That's what I'm getting. Like, you cannot be turned in any type of way. Like, you're just too strong to again, that's why I feel like they want you so badly, because you're such it's kind of like, you know, like the archangel Lucifer. I think he was like an archangel before he became, you know, not an archangel. And I think that's like the type of people that they're looking for, like on the other side. Like, they're looking for people who are strong, because it's like the more pure you are, if they're able to turn you, I feel like it means a lot to them. And also it means like once you're turned, I don't know how to explain this, but I feel like they want you the most because you are so pure. So it means a lot to them if they can get to you, and they can't. So yeah, this is like the craziest shit that I've ever heard. But yeah, I just get like they really, it's not crazy to me, but I don't know if it's crazy to you. But because of like your beliefs and your belief in like looking for this, it's telling me like that's what's kept you like going. What's kept you going in this very harsh cycle is the promise of something better, is the promise of like a true family, is the promise of like true happiness, is the promise and the belief. It's more of like a belief, right? Because like it's not promised to you, but you're promising it to yourself. You're like, you know, I promise if I can get myself out of here, I'll find like the right people, you know, like, and I'll be like the happiest person if I can get myself out of a situation. And I feel like you are. With distant horizons, you're definitely moving. So you might be like literally moving. Distant horizons to me like means someone's actually moving, like out of their house. So, or out of their home, or out of a state, or out of the country. Like, you're just definitely like out of there. And they're saying that you're gonna have victory when you leave. So then yeah, you have intuition and emotions. Again, you're a very powerful person. And because of your power and because of your abilities, and again, it's the purity. I keep getting the word purity. Because of the purity of your soul and your heart, that's like why you get tested so much, I feel. And that's why they want you so badly. I keep hearing that. So right now you might be contemplating what's next in your life. Like, and I already think like this transition's already taking place. You know, like, we're already in this transitioning period, whether you know it or not. Transitions take a little bit of time. They're not like today and then tomorrow you're gone. No, it doesn't work like that. But you're already in the transitioning phase to this 10 of Cups and Sun, because you've been holding out for it, and that's where you're going. And what I'm getting here with the Devil is like, again, you have the Devil in reverse. Yeah, and I see like even the Devil tried to use love to try to like taint you. So it was not only on like in terms of family, but it was in terms of like a spouse or a partner. And it's like every time they try to confuse you, you were able to kind of see it. So like every time they were presenting you with options and you did maybe choose the wrong option, or you were imbalanced in some sort of way, you learned from it very quickly. Like, you're not the type of person to stay, how do I explain it? Again, the purity of your heart and your soul doesn't allow you to stay in the dark too long. That's what I'm getting. Like, a lot of us, you know, it's funny because a lot of us, I feel like we think we work in the light, and then what we don't understand is like we are still holding on to all these dark things. And I feel like for you, it's like you'll realize it right away, and you'll drop it. So again, there's just nothing that they can do to like taint you or harm you or in any type of way, or to confuse you or to conflict you. Again, like you're moving on. You see what I'm saying? You're moving forward. Your higher self, your consciousness, and the divine, they helped propel you forward. Like the universe is 100% on your side, whether you know it or not. And the thing about the universe is like things are slow with the universe. I feel like that's why you're getting this Ace of Pentacles to a certain extent. Like, how do I explain this? I feel like because it's coming up as an Ace of Earth, this is to like show you that yes, the Earth is the slowest one, but it is the most stable. So again, they want to present with you like a way to leave, and it has to be a very stable way to go. Like they're not going to give you a way out that's not going to be like 100% sure thing. Do you know what I'm saying? So that's why I feel like it's coming up as an Ace of Earth, because the way that you're going to move forward, the way that you're moving out of this old time period is with such strength. Again, and that's only because, again, who it is that you are. So yeah, this is a crazy read, but I definitely see this transition in your life taking you somewhere very different, and it's because of your beliefs and what you want. And like if this is what you want and you hold on to this, you're going to get this. Like there's no question in my mind that you can have this, Capricorn. The only thing that you have to worry about, I don't think it's anything, to be honest. Like I feel like all those tests are over, to be honest. Like again, you will be tested again in your life, and there will be times when you will be put like in the wrong place, but it's never going to be how it was before. That's what I'm getting. It's never going to be like this. It just can never be like this. This is kind of like what you were born into. Like this is what you were born into, and you couldn't help this. You know what I mean? Like this is something that couldn't be helped. Like you cannot help where you're born. Do you know what I'm saying? So it's like, oh, my entire life, like, let's use a weird example. My entire life, like I grew up in, I don't know, like I'm from Mexico and I eat a certain type of cuisine. So like my entire life, that's what I've eaten. But once I moved to like Europe, I'm probably not going to have like Mexican food anymore because I'm not in Mexico. Do you know what I'm saying? So that's kind of like the same thing. Like wherever it is that you are, you experience that type of feeling, relationships, everything, because that's where you were born. But you're choosing to get out of there, and you're choosing a different life, and you're choosing different for yourself. And that's going to like literally bring you what you desire, because that's what you're choosing. So again, it was all your choice at the end of the day, but you have been probably battling yourself and battling all this bullshit for such a long time. You don't even know that it was a battle, but it was. And I feel like you won at the end of the day, to be honest. So Capricorn, they're telling you, like, they're helping you bring an end to this like hopeless cycle, to this hopeless environment. And again, I feel like this is all about your environment. Like this is about like your environment and where you were placed, and you couldn't help any of those things, but now as you move forward, you can help where you're going and who you're going to see. And I feel like you already know who you are, even if now you're going to feel so free. Like I just saw you like walking around and like laughing at just being able to walk around and have no one to ask you where you're going, or where, like you're going home to your own bed, and even if your bed is like on the floor, it's so much more at peace than where you were coming from. So I just see you a total change in environment, and again, you don't have to blame yourself for where you came from. Let's pull some advice, Capricorn. So Capricorn, you guys have strength. You see, it took a lot of strength to leave this cycle. That's what I'm getting. Again, it took a lot of strength. But look, we have starting over and intelligence. So this is my symbol for the divine masculine, the crow. And then you have starting over. So again, you're starting over. And you're doing it in such a way where I just keep hearing like it's never going to be the same for you again. Like it's never going to be the same. You're not going to have to worry about the shit that you worried about in the past. So this is like a complete start over, and I think that, again, it took a lot of strength to get to where you are. Like right now, you might not feel like you're imposing a lot of strength. You're just kind of doing your thing. But what I'm getting is like, just for you to be able to do your thing right now, that took a lot, like that took a lot of strength to get you here. Do you get what I'm saying? So then you have Dakini, the enlightened feminine. My gut instinct is wise beyond reason. I trust my intuition to guide me. I'm getting something about like sometimes you're so anxious that you can't like digest properly. And your anxiety is something that has like been with you for your entire life. Like you're not able to like digest properly because you're so anxious because of this old thing. So it's like, and when you get stressed out, or when you feel unsafe, or when you feel like unsteady, or any type of anxiety, it goes straight to your gut. So I feel like your stomach is very sensitive for whatever I'm talking about. And I feel like they're trying to let you know that like there's somehow it's involved with this gut instinct that you have. So I would say like a lot of the times you think like that anxiety as like a curse, because it's like I can't like, you know, I'm always in the bathroom when I'm anxious, I can't like do anything, but that's like your antennas telling you something. So maybe there is just a lot of stress, and like that's something that you already know, and but sometimes you're around people that might cause you anxiety, and you don't have like a good digestion that day, and you're like, wow, but I was doing this and this and that, and they're telling me like that's a sign about who you're around. Or maybe it's just your fears that are like convoluting the truth. But I feel like they're trying to tell you that your gut is like actually a very big weapon in terms of like your antennas, and telling you like if someone's good or bad, basically. You know, like if you get a bad feeling around someone, then you know you shouldn't be around them. For me, it's becoming a problem. Like honestly, there's someone, sometimes I'm around somebody and I can't even be around them because they cause me like actual distress. Like I actually feel what you're feeling, where it's like you get anxious, or you just don't feel like yourself, or you feel like your energy is being like intruded on by this other person's energy. And I kind of just feel like I have to go back to my room, or I have to like leave totally like the situation because I can't deal with this person's energy. So I get it. They're trying to tell you like if you get that feeling in your stomach that something's not right, or somebody's like giving you anxiety, it's a sign that that person might not be the best for you, or you have to like examine it further. Like why you're feeling that way. Is it triggering something from the past, or is it actually just the person around you cannot be trusted? Do you get what I'm saying? So listen to your gut, especially in this new cycle starting over. Your gut is actually like a tool. And look, you have a dog at the bottom with loyalty. So I feel like if you have a dog that passed on, your dog is like actually wanting to like your dog is telling you that they are watching over you. Your dog is like, if you had a dog in the past that like passed away, they're telling you that your dog watches over you. Like your dog is telling you like, I watch over you all the time. Like I'm always here for you. I've been watching over you. So maybe that's gonna bring some sort of comfort to you guys. But yeah, I mean, of course it will. Anyway, guys, I love you. I hope this helps, and I'll see you next time. Bye.